Now, when you think E for everyone, you probably think Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, possibly even, Mario Kart. I had to kind of switch it up. I was going to say Diddy Kong Racing, but I decided to kind of throw myself a little curveball right there and confuse myself. But anyways, when you think of E for everyone, that's the first thing that comes to mind, right? Well, hopefully that's about to change because the beautiful people at WorkLouder decided they wanted to make a keyboard that was not an ortholinear keyboard. And with that, we introduce you to what they used to call the Nomad, E for everyone. You're probably wondering, why do I care? Why do I give an absolute shit about a keyboard company that I've never heard of? Well, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that I thoroughly enjoy their little creator micro board, and I use it for every single video that I've edited in the last, who knows, couple months? I don't know when I got it, and I don't care to look it up, so they decided to kind of delve a little bit out of the ortholinear game because if you think about it, every single thing that you've seen from WorkLouder has been ortholinear, whether it be the creator micro, the creator board, the creator board XL. It's all been ortholinear, and it's been kind of their mission, I would say, to kind of bring ortholinear to the forefront. And because people are the way they are, the people were screaming from the rooftops, we want a staggered board. And if you don't know what a staggered keyboard is, it's pretty much just a plain keyboard. If you'll see like QAZ and the other buttons on the other side, they kind of go in like this, and because of that, the keys are kind of staggered. They're sort of not, they go down in a little line instead of going straight down like all of the ortholinear stuff. And when WorkLouder decides to do something, they kind of decide to do it in an extravagant fashion. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is E for everyone. And if you'll see, this thing looks absolutely beautiful, from almost the complete flush keycaps to the case, or to the chassis, I guess it would be. And you see that little cool couple dials and buttons on the side. We'll get into that. This board is an extremely beautiful board. When they decided to say E for everyone, they really meant it. You can get this in an ANSI, which is basically the American layout, or you can get it in ISO. And ISO is usually what people use in Europe, in the UK, and pretty much a lot of the other places, because America likes to be a little bit different. One thing you'll actually notice too is like some of these little pictures that I've shown. You'll see that it's formatted for a Mac. And because of that, you're probably thinking, why do I need a Mac board? It's not a Mac board. It works on everything. They have keycaps for a Mac layout. They have keycaps for a Windows layout. I can't think of anything else. Maybe they have a Linux layout. I didn't look that deep. So the purpose of this board is productivity. And productivity is kind of what their aim is. Their aim is to help creators, creatives, and general just people doing stuff on computers become a little bit more productive and basically less stagnant. So a cool thing about this is the little IPS display on the side. The IPS display is not exactly what you'd think. You'd think, hey, this is probably cool. This is going to show some of my PC stuff. It's going to show my temperatures. It's going to show the time. It's going to show the date and everything like that. Yes, but also one of the things that they're going to be working on are widgets. Widgets for pretty much anything you can imagine. I feel like the community is going to go a little bit wild with this, and because of that, the possibilities are endless, and dare I say, Doom is probably going to happen. Somebody's going to play Doom on it, and I can't wait for that. You would think that it just has like one or two multifunctions, and it's cool. Yeah. So another really cool thing about some of the features of this said IPS display is the fact that not only can you have fun widgets that you can play around with, like a Tamagotchi, and pretty much whatever, but also you can set timed breaks. So one thing that people, especially in the creator space, they really decide to not take breaks. And because of that, burnout is a thing. So one of the features that you can add to this is essentially adding just a timer. It's like, hey, you've been working for this long, take a break. Add a timer for the break. Literally anything. It's just like, I think it's the Pomodoro timer, leverages a statistically proven work rest methodology. That's what it's called. And I'm glad I looked to the right and decided to read that, because that is good. So even as the website says, the concept is simple: work 25 minutes, rest for 5, repeat. Basically, it's going to help you not burn out, especially during the workday. And because of that, I thank them. So now for the nitty gritty, the insides, the beautiful insides that got a little awkward. So the keycaps were designed by the creators, Mattia and Mike. Basically, these two created something that a lot of people didn't know we needed. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'm broke because of you. And I will continue to be broke because of you. So thank you. They designed it to be mostly ergonomic. So they have like a really nice little indentation. It really fits the fingertips nicely. And because of that, it's going to feel better with the push down. Their switches they're custom tuned Atomic MX Gatoron switches. And you can get them in low profile or in not low profile. But honestly, one of the alluring parts of WorkLouder period is the low profile. I mean, the fact that the creator board and the creator micro started with chocks because they wanted that low profile aesthetic. And I kind of feel that's the way to go. That is, mwah. But yeah, so one thing I also forgot to mention is not only does it work with PC and Mac, it works with Linux and iOS devices. I'm guessing it's probably going to work with Android devices because it's a little bit easier to connect Bluetooth devices to Android devices. But yeah, so you're kind of going over a little bit more of what this keyboard's about. It basically, you can connect to 3 devices wirelessly. Basically, you can keep it completely free of any sort of cable, but you can connect to 3 devices wirelessly. And cool thing is it's definitely, it has enough onboard memory to save your profiles. And this is like the nerdy specs of it, so bear with me. So a dual core 32-bit processor. Why do we need that in a keyboard? No clue, but we're getting it. And like I said, the IPS backlit display is a 1.9-inch backlit display, and beautiful. 16 megabits of onboard memory, so key maps, widgets, absolutely everything. And apparently it also has a smart power system to keep the keyboard awake and on and in standby to improve the battery longevity. I'm wondering if a lot of this has to do with that 32-bit processor, and possibly even, I don't know exactly which Bluetooth they're using, but I'm also guessing they're probably going to be using some LE, because it wouldn't make sense to make something like this, especially for productivity, without using a low energy type of implementation of Bluetooth. So a lot of these boards, they're using VIA. And if you don't know what VIA is a on-the-fly button mapping of keyboards that, as long as they have that specific firmware on their chip, that you're able to basically drag and drop any button to any key. And also assign macros, and basically you're able to program encoders. It's basically what I did with my Creator Micro. And thankfully, that has been amazing. But with this, it seems that they're going to be utilizing their own configurator. And with that, I'm hoping that it kind of takes these little niche things that they have in here, like the IPS display and everything like that. Hopefully with their configurator, it's a little bit more feature rich than VIA was, because VIA is essentially VIA and Vial are both kind of easily accessible, and as long as you have the firmware, you're good to go. But hopefully with this being a first-party program for their specific keyboards, I'm hoping that it kind of takes any of the things that were kind of missing from VIA and kind of helps that out, because I know there's not a way to basically, if you wanted to turn off all of the LEDs and the backlit stuff, you'd have to assign it to 2 separate buttons, because you weren't able to key map those 2 buttons specifically. So hopefully it helps a little bit with that. And because, you know, it's also, it's just, you don't have to code your own QMK mapping. It's easier and more accessible to people who are in the keyboard space, but also are not that into the keyboard space. So it's going to really help kind of make sure that everybody is able to access it without any issues. So this beautiful monstrosity, and when I say monstrosity, I mean this angelic, beautiful cherub of a keyboard. This thing goes live May 25th on Kickstarter, May 25th, 2023. And don't really have an idea of what the price is.
This is Editing Bruce. Apparently, right after I recorded this, they decided to say, hey, we're going to give you the prices. And so for the super early bird, it's $279 for 100 units. The early bird is $299 for 200 units, and the on-time bird, which is kind of a funny way to say it, is $349, and that is for 5,000 units. And then the retail bird, which is apparently the on-time plus extra time bird, is $379. So it's actually a lot less than I thought it was going to be.
And now for the sound test. Just kidding. I don't have one. I don't think anybody has one except the owners. So just letting you know, if you want a sound test, tell them that you want to hear a sound test from me. And in that case, I really appreciate everybody sticking around to hang out and all that jazz. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Do the whole subscribing thing. Put it on the notification bell. I enjoy these videos, and I can't wait to bring you a little bit more. And on that note, I'm going to see you guys later. Bye-bye.